All right, let's keep going and see what we have next. Question 3, number 3 says Moss County Bank agrees to lend Sadowski Brick Company $500,000 on January 1. Sadowski Brick Company signs a $500,000 6% 9-month note. Okay, they borrow the money, they're going to set up a note payable, which is a current liability. All right, it says recording the proceeds and issuance of the note by Sadowski Brick Company on January 1 includes what? Okay, so what happened? There's only two things that happened here. Let's look very carefully at the actual question, which is not, there's no question mark, but this is the question. It says recording the proceeds and issuance of the note. Okay, those are the only two things that we want to know here. By Sadowski Brick Company includes what? Okay, well, proceeds. What proceeds did they get? They got $500,000. So when we look for our choices, we better find one where we're getting $500,000 in cash. Let's look at choice A. Cash $477,500. That is a wrong answer because they got $500,000. Choice B, increase to cash and to notes payable for $500,000. Well, they definitely got $500,000, and they issued a note to the bank indicating a current liability, note payable, of $500,000. So that looks like the correct answer. But let's keep going just to make sure. Choice C, increase to cash for $500,000, increase to interest expense for $22,500, and an increase to note payable for $522,500. Well, a couple things here. We're not talking about recording any interest expense, so we've got a problem here. And it says an increase to notes payable for $522,500. That is wrong. It is $500,000. So we can definitely put an X by choice C. Let's look at D. It says increase to cash for $500,000. That's good. Increase to interest expense for $22,500. That is, if it was wrong here, it's still wrong here. Increase to notes payable for $500,000. That's good. And an increase to interest payable for $22,500. Well, we're not doing this yet. It doesn't ask us for that in the question. So, B is our correct answer. Only do as much as you're asked to do and nothing extra. Okay? Same scenario, same $500,000, same date, 6%, 9-month note. Okay? It says, how much is recognized as interest payable upon signing the note? All right, so now we do want to talk about interest payable. And we could probably just go back up to the prior question and pull this figure down, but what we want to do is we want to actually calculate this, because when you get on the test, you may not have a question like this one up here where you can just pull the number from. So $500,000 is what they borrowed, and they're going to be paying 6% interest. And if we execute this little equation here, we're going to come up with $30,000. But wait a minute. $30,000 is what we would owe interest payable. That would be our liability if we were borrowing for a full year. We're borrowing for 9 months. Okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to take 9 months over 12 months, and we're going to come up with a decimal of 0.75, and we're simply going to multiply our $30,000 that would be for 1 year by the 0.75, and if we do that, we come up with $22,500. Again, we could have just gone up to the prior question. Pretty good indication what the answer would be for this question, but again, if this was a standalone question, we wouldn't be able to do that, so we need to know how to calculate it. Interest payable, liability, $22,500. Next question, same facts, but the end question is different. It says how much interest will be paid. Well, the liability in terms of interest, the interest payable equals $22,500, right? Well, we're going to satisfy this liability eventually and get it to zero. And the only way we can get rid of a $22,500 liability is to pay $22,500. So that is our answer. Okay? Last question, it says, well, it's the exact same scenario again. It says, what is the amount at maturity? Well, we need to know what maturity is before we can answer this question. Maturity equals principal plus interest. Okay? Our principal is $500,000. Our interest, we've already calculated, is $22,500. If we add those two figures together, if we add those two figures together, we come up with $522,500. Hopefully you can read that. 522,500. That is our amount due at maturity.